I'm going to talk to you about perfectionism and procrastination. Perfectionism, it has its roots back in childhood, like most things do. Authoritarian parents who didn't praise, who had high expectations for the kids, but the kids could never be good enough. They just could never meet their parents' expectations. Kids have a visceral need to know that they're pleasing their parents, and if you just could never do that, it can stem into people pleaser syndrome and a few different things, which I've done an episode on people pleaser syndrome and what to do about that. It can go into eating disorders and just a lot of different things that you have to then work through as an adult. Well, these things that you have to work through can tend to be procrastination. That can tend to be one of the offshoots of perfectionism. When it comes to procrastination and perfectionism, the thing I really want to stress to you here is these are not small issues. These are really big issues because they're going to affect the very life that you end up living, and it will go into every area of your life. Perfectionism is all about fear. You have control over it. Your life will just shrink. It'll be super, super small because it's your subconscious trying to keep you safe. If you can't do things perfectly, then you can't branch out. So if you are really stuck in your procrastination and perfectionism, then you already got a small world syndrome. This is one thing I really think was really great about my kids, and Noah in particular, is it really kind of amazed me is the way that he would get out there and try things with his music. Before he knew how, he would just start doing it, and he got right up on the stage at Beale Street in Memphis and just different things like that. It was just really, really cool. Well, so that's the opposite. That's really the opposite of what a person with procrastination does. You're starting out in your life and you've never worked a job before, but for you to do a job, you have to have it mastered. How are you ever going to do that? The whole point of us being here on this planet is to have experiences. We came here, we got into physical bodies so that we could have physical experiences. Well, you don't learn anything from the experiences where you succeed. That's when you already knew everything. You grow and your world gets bigger from things that you do that expand you, and that's how and by failing. And what really is even failure? How do you define failure? As long as you're still going, life is long. On the continuum of things, maybe what in one little battle might have been a failure, but in the scheme of life, it's not. Because it keeps going. It's until you throw in the towel, then that's the end. Once you throw in the towel, yes, then you can say it's a failure. But if you never do that, nothing's a failure. So with procrastination, actually, it's a fear really of two things. There's two main things that we're afraid of with procrastination, and that is the fear of failure, and two is a fear of discomfort, a fear that we're going to be uncomfortable. The requirement in life is that you be comfortable 24/7, 365 days a year, and you're not going to grow, and your life is going to be really tiny, shrunken down life. There isn't a athlete who didn't have to put in the hours and the time. There isn't a business person, a successful business person who didn't put in the years and months and of toil and effort and strain. An artist who didn't have the bleeding toes from dancing or the bleeding fingers from playing the instrument in solitary times and in times when they were doing shows for free. Young people a lot of times feel like they're supposed to come out already successful, already knowing what to do and already having mastery, and A, it's an impossibility, and B, it's a little bit narcissistic in this narcissistic culture. Part of the reason that perfectionism gets to be what it is because it contributes to it if you come out thinking you're supposed to be paid a bunch of money. And it is funny to me how I will be giving away a lot of my services. I give away all kinds of time, but then some young person that's just starting on their new job and it really doesn't know how to do anything, they figure they're supposed to be getting paid for everything. Sometimes those things, you just start doing them. You have to be able to tolerate a little discomfort. You have to be able to tolerate a little bit of pain. It's character building. It's good for you. You must do it because the worst thing that any adult human being can do is to not be able to take care of themselves. You must be able to take care of yourself. You must be able to do that. That is absolutely an imperative for every single person. You can't expect to stay comfortable all the time, and you can't all the the gold stars and the pats on the back and the paycheck can't be the reason that you're doing things, because they may not come. You have to be willing to do things because you care about it, you want to do it, you want to learn it, you have a goal, you have a dream, you have a passion, or even if you just need to do it. You just need to do it because it's how you get to the next thing, or it's a step on your journey. You have a goal, you have something you need to buy, like a car or something, so you need to do this thing. Whatever it is, there's all kinds of reasons that motivate us to do things that we never expected to do. I have all kinds of things. I have a whole history of things that I've done where I had to act with my back against the wall. It was like I had to do something, and so I just did this thing, and then the universe comes up to meet you. If you take bold steps in the direction of helping yourself, the universe will rise to meet you. But if you hold back because you can't be uncomfortable, that's a really weakened place to be. We know the roots of perfectionism. We know where they came from, and you just have to kind of know, embrace reality and know what we know. We know that, like, if you're a writer, you know that every book you read did not look like it looks on your bookshelves. That's many, 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 many drafts later. It looked a whole lot different when that writer got done writing that first draft. Every record you listen to, every television show you watch, every movie you watch, every piece of furniture you sit on, every single thing that you see in its finished state had many stages before that you didn't ever see. I did another episode where I talked about how we measure our insides with everybody else's outsides. And, comparison is just absolutely a formula for pain. It's a way to cause yourself a bunch of pain. If you think to yourself that everyone else has it figured out and you're the one that doesn't, that's just not accurate. At some point, you just have to decide that you're just going to do it. Grandmother had a saying, it's a good life if you don't weaken. Well, she's a smart woman, my grandmother. That's a good saying. It is a good life if you don't weaken. But God forbid, if you start out weak, it won't be a good life. It'll be a small life, and you'll be coming from a weakened standpoint right from the very beginning, and you, like I said, you'll just never get anything done. And you'll believe that you can't get anything done, and that's just, you can't do that. You have to, if you're starting out, and this is the position you're in, you start stepping out on your own behalf, and you see how the universe rises up to greet you, you will prove something to yourself, and it'll be a life-changing thing. You will never be the same again. So get out there. Whatever it is you want to do, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get started. Whatever job you have, do it with 100% effort. Do it, be the best dishwasher you can be. Do every job that you ever have to do as the very best you can. Give it your 100% effort. This is my advice to you, because that sets in yourself a certain kind of character, a certain kind of value system, and I believe that the universe notices that and gets in rhythm with that. It's exhausting anyway to go to some job and do a half-assed job. It's exhausting and it's boring. It's way more fun to show up at any job and just give it all you got, no matter what it is. Come with a really great attitude to every job you have. Give your job your 100% focus. Do your very best you can. Do your very best you can. And then the other thing is, if you're doing the very best you can, that's all you can do. There's nothing to feel bad about. And just keep your ears open. Stay humble. Pay attention. Listen to directions. Be teachable. Take notes. Make yourself available to learn. You don't have to know everything. Don't act like you do. Don't expect to be paid like you know everything. This is the time to work for free, to give things away, to ask someone if they'll take you under their wing, teach you some stuff. You don't know anything. Let people teach you. And if someone is willing to pay you, then just know that you're just really lucky. Until you have some skills to offer, until you have something to offer, you don't have a lot of value, but that'll be the next job. So just be really grateful to be in a position to be learning something so that you can start having a skill and a value to offer. And get in there and do the very best you can. Ask questions, pay attention to the answers, look at the big picture, and just do the very best you can do. But give it your all, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't have to be perfect.